Right now, above our heads, a silent and unstoppable event is unfolding. A force so immense that it will reshape the very structure of the universe we call home. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest galactic neighbor, is heading straight for us at an incredible speed of 110 kilometers per second. It may seem distant and harmless now, but in 4.5 billion years, the sky above Earth will change forever. Astronomers have confirmed it. The Milky Way and Andromeda will collide. But what does that actually mean? Will stars crash into each other? Will Earth survive? What will the night sky look like when these two giants meet? To answer these questions, we need to embark on a journey far into the future, where gravity, time, and space itself will weave the greatest cosmic dance ever witnessed. This is the story of the Great Galactic Collision, an event that will shape the destiny of our universe, the silent journey. For now, Andromeda is just a beautiful feature in our night sky. If you're in a dark enough place, far from city lights, you might even see it, a faint, hazy glow, barely visible to the naked eye. But that glow hides a secret. Andromeda is moving, not just moving, but racing toward us at 110 kilometers per second. That's fast enough to cross the entire width of the United States in just 40 seconds. At first, astronomers weren't sure if Andromeda was heading straight for us. In space, objects move in all directions. So was it simply passing by? Or was a collision inevitable? The answer came from an incredible discovery: the Doppler effect. Light behaves the same way. When an object moves toward us, its light shifts slightly to the blue end of the spectrum. This is called blue shift. Using the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists measured Andromeda's light and found something astonishing. It was blue shifted. This meant that the entire galaxy wasn't just moving, it was coming straight for us. But don't panic just yet. This cosmic dance unfolds on a timescale far beyond human life. The collision won't happen for another 4.5 billion years, long after Earth's continents have shifted, and possibly even long after humans have left the planet. So, what happens when these two massive galaxies finally meet? The answer might surprise you. Galactic collisions. What happens? When we hear the word collision, we imagine chaos, explosions, destruction, objects smashing into each other. But in space, things work a little differently. Yes, Andromeda and the Milky Way are on a collision course. Yes, they will merge. But no, the stars themselves will not crash into one another. Here's why. Galaxies are mostly empty space. A single star is like a tiny grain of sand in a football stadium. Even when two galaxies collide, the vast distances between stars mean that they passed right by one another without touching. But that doesn't mean nothing happens. Far from it. The gravitational ballet. As the two galaxies meet, their mutual gravity warps and stretches them. Arms of stars and gas will be ripped apart, flung into massive arcs across the sky. And then, the most dramatic effect, gas clouds will collide. Unlike stars, these massive clouds of hydrogen and dust do interact. When they smash together, they trigger something spectacular. A burst of star formation. The collision will light up the sky with newborn stars, many of them larger and hotter than our sun. Some will even explode as supernovae, scattering heavy elements into space. What about the supermassive black holes? At the heart of the Milky Way is a supermassive black hole, 4 million times the mass of our sun. Andromeda has its own, even larger, at around 140 million solar masses. Over time, these two black holes will spiral toward each other in a slow-motion cosmic death spiral. Eventually, they will merge into one, a colossal black hole, far more powerful than either alone. When that happens, It will release an enormous burst of gravitational waves, ripples in space-time, that will echo across the universe. But for the average star, including our Sun, the collision won't be an explosion. It will be a slow, graceful, and violent transformation over millions of years. The question is, where will our solar system end up when this happens? How will it look from Earth? Right now, if you were to step outside on a clear night and look up, you might just barely see Andromeda, our neighboring galaxy. To the unaided eye, it's nothing more than a small, faint cloud, easy to miss unless you know exactly where to look. But over the next billions of years, something remarkable will happen. Andromeda will grow larger and brighter in our night sky, an ever-expanding cosmic visitor. If humanity is still around by then, future generations will witness a sight unlike anything seen before, a changing sky. Let's fast forward through time. 1 billion years from now, Andromeda will appear much larger than the moon in our night sky, stretching across the heavens like an eerie, glowing spiral. 2 billion years from now, the Milky Way's gravitational pull will begin distorting Andromeda's structure, and vice versa. The spiral arms of both galaxies will become stretched and warped. 3.5 billion years from now, the first close pass happens. Andromeda and the Milky Way will swoop past each other, their immense gravity pulling out long tidal tails of stars and gas. From Earth, the sky will become a cosmic masterpiece, a swirling, colorful dance of stars in motion. By this point, the night sky will be unrecognizable. Instead of a quiet, static canvas of stars, there will be a chaotic, swirling expanse of light, with entire star systems being flung into new orbits. The sheer beauty and scale of the event will be something beyond imagination. The moment of impact. Around 4.5 billion years from now, Andromeda and the Milky Way will make their final approach. Their cores will be pulled toward each other, like two massive whirlpools spiraling into one another. From Earth's surface, the sky will be at its brightest. Enormous bursts of new star formation will ignite regions of space, painting the heavens with brilliant blues, reds, and purples. But this won't last forever. After a few 100 million years, the two galaxies will finally settle into their new form. A new galaxy will be born. The Milky Way and Andromeda, once two separate entities, will fuse together into one. This final stage will mark the end of the night sky as we know it. The structured arms of our spiral galaxy will disappear, replaced by a vast elliptical mass of stars. But what about Earth? The big question remains, what will happen to our solar system? The collision itself won't be violent in the way we think of destruction, but the immense gravitational forces at play could send our Sun and its planets drifting into a new region of space. There are three possible fates. 1. We stay where we are. The solar system remains relatively untouched, continuing to orbit the new galactic core. 2. We are thrown into deep space. The chaos of the collision could send us sailing far away from the galactic center, transforming us into an isolated system in the void. 3. We fall into the supermassive black hole. An unlikely but possible fate. Our entire solar system could be drawn toward the newly merged colossal black hole at the center. By this time, however, the fate of Earth itself may already be decided by another cosmic event. The dying sun. In about 5 billion years, our sun will expand into a red giant, swallowing Mercury and Venus, and possibly even Earth. Whether we remain in the galaxy or are flung into deep space, life on Earth will likely be long gone by the time this happens. But that doesn't mean life elsewhere won't witness the event. If humanity survives, if we've colonized new worlds, built civilizations among the stars, then maybe, just maybe, our descendants will watch the birth of this new galaxy unfold in real time, a new home in the universe. After the dust settles, the Milky Way and Andromeda will no longer exist as separate galaxies. Instead, they will form one enormous elliptical galaxy. Astronomers have already given it a name, Milkomeda, a strange, massive, glowing galaxy, our new cosmic home. From its surface, the sky will look completely different. The familiar spiral arms of the Milky Way will be gone, replaced by a dense, golden sphere of stars surrounding us in every direction. It will be a beautiful but foreign world, and the universe will continue on. Will our solar system survive? When we think of galaxies colliding, we imagine chaos, destruction, and explosions. But, strangely enough, for our tiny corner of the universe, the reality might be far quieter. As the Milky Way and Andromeda merge, the biggest question for us is, will our solar system survive this event? To answer this, we have to understand the forces at play, the fate of the Sun and its planets. Our Sun sits on the outer edge of the Milky Way, about 27,000 light-years from the galactic center. This means that as Andromeda approaches, we won't be at the heart of the chaos. But that doesn't mean we're safe. As the galaxies collide, their gravitational forces will disturb the orbits of stars, shifting entire solar systems into new paths. There are three possible scenarios for what could happen to our solar system. Scenario 1. We stay in the new galaxy. The simplest possibility is that our solar system remains within the newly merged galaxy. The stars in both galaxies will be shuffled around, but since the distances between them are so vast, the Sun will likely drift into a new orbit without being significantly disturbed. We might end up closer to the new galactic center or farther away, but either way, we would still be part of Milkomeda. Scenario 2. The solar system is thrown into deep space. A more dramatic fate awaits us if our solar system gets caught in the gravitational turmoil. If the forces pulling on our Sun are strong enough, we could be ejected from the galaxy entirely. Imagine drifting through the emptiness of intergalactic space, no longer belonging to any galaxy at all. Our night sky, instead of being filled with countless stars, would become dark and empty, with only the distant glow of Milkomeda far away. Our Sun would still shine, and Earth, if it still exists, would remain in orbit around it. But we would be utterly alone, a lost system in the vast void between galaxies. Scenario 3. Falling into the supermassive black hole. At the core of both the Milky Way and Andromeda are supermassive black holes, millions of times more massive than our Sun. When these black holes merge, they will form an even more powerful gravitational monster at the heart of Milkomeda. While highly unlikely, if our solar system drifts too close to this region, we could eventually spiral inward, drawn toward the event horizon of a black hole billions of kilometers wide. If that were to happen, we wouldn't even have time to notice. The moment we crossed the event horizon, time itself would warp, and we would be stretched into oblivion by the force of gravity. But don't worry, this is the least likely scenario. But what about Earth? Even if our solar system does survive the collision and remains in Milkomeda, Earth itself is running out of time. 1. The death of the Sun. Regardless of what happens to the galaxy, our Sun is on a countdown. In about 5 billion years, it will expand into a red giant, growing so large that it will consume Mercury and Venus, and possibly Earth. If Earth survives, its surface will be scorched beyond recognition. The oceans will have long since boiled away. The atmosphere will be gone, and all life will have been extinguished. By this time, If humanity is still around, we will have to leave Earth or face extinction. 2. The solar system goes dark. After the sun swells into a red giant, it will shed its outer layers, forming a beautiful planetary nebula. What remains will be a white dwarf, a small, dense remnant of the once great sun. With no more nuclear fusion, the white dwarf will gradually cool and fade over the next trillions of years, leaving the solar system cold, dark, and lifeless. If any planets remain, they will orbit this dead star in eternal silence. Could humanity survive? Let's assume that humanity survives long enough to witness the galactic collision. What would we do? By then, we might have already become an interstellar civilization, colonizing planets around distant stars, or even moving beyond the Milky Way itself. If we have developed the technology to travel between galaxies, then we wouldn't have to worry about our solar system's fate at all. We would have left it behind millions of years earlier. Perhaps our descendants, if they still exist, will watch from a safe distance as the Milky Way and Andromeda merge, knowing that their ancient home has now become part of something much larger. What happens after? The Great Collision is over. The galaxies have merged, their chaotic dance settling into a new, stable structure. The Milky Way, as we once knew it, no longer exists. Andromeda is gone too. What remains is something entirely new. A vast elliptical galaxy spanning hundreds of thousands of light-years across. This is Milkomeda, the future home of our stars, planets, and whatever remains of life in the universe. But even this new galaxy is not eternal. Time in the cosmos moves on an unimaginable scale, and Milkomeda, like everything else, has a fate of its own, the slow death of a galaxy. Right now, the Milky Way and Andromeda are still forming new stars. They are alive in the sense that their gas and dust continue to create bright, young suns. But after their merger, that process slows down. Elliptical galaxies, like the one Milkomeda will become, are known as red and dead galaxies. Why? Because they lack the raw materials to form new stars. The gas clouds that once fueled star formation will have been used up, leaving behind only aging stars, slowly burning out. Over the next trillions of years, Milkomeda will undergo a slow transformation. The bright blue stars, the hottest and youngest, will burn out first, ending their lives in spectacular supernovae. The sun-like stars will follow, turning into white dwarfs that slowly cool over time. The red dwarfs, the longest-lasting stars, will shine for trillions of years before eventually fading away. As each generation of stars dies, the galaxy will grow darker, the era of black holes. With no new stars forming, Milkomeda will become a graveyard of stellar remnants, white dwarfs, neutron stars, and, most importantly, black holes. The supermassive black hole at its center, born from the merger of the Milky Way and Andromeda's cores, will continue to grow, feeding on whatever gas and stars drift too close. In time, smaller black holes will also merge, creating even larger ones. The galaxy will be filled with these invisible monsters, quietly consuming whatever remains. Eventually, the last stars will fade, and the only sources of light will be occasional black hole collisions, sending ripples of gravitational waves across the universe. The faint glow of white dwarfs cooling into black dwarfs, objects so dark that they barely radiate any heat at all. The universe drifts apart. But Milkomeda isn't alone in this story. The universe itself is still expanding, and with each passing trillion years, galaxies move farther and farther apart. Right now, we live in a universe filled with galaxies, clustered together in the cosmic web. But in the far future, dark energy will push galaxies apart so quickly that from Milkomeda's perspective, all other galaxies will disappear from view. Eventually, The only thing visible in the sky will be Milkomeda itself. The rest of the universe will have faded into darkness, forever out of reach, the end of everything. So what happens after that? Even black holes don't last forever. Over unimaginable timescales, they slowly evaporate due to Hawking radiation. One by one, the black holes of Milkomeda will shrink, releasing tiny amounts of energy, until finally, they disappear completely. By this time, the universe will be a cold, empty void. There will be no stars, no planets, no galaxies, just an infinite expanse of nothing, a cosmic perspective. Right now, we are living in the golden age of the cosmos. We exist in a universe filled with light, warmth, and activity. A universe where galaxies collide, stars are born, and planets form. But this moment won't last forever. One day, the night sky will change. One day, the Milky Way and Andromeda will become one. And one day, even that new galaxy will fade into darkness. But until then, we have the privilege of witnessing the universe as it is now, alive, bright, and full of wonders. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, you are witnessing a fleeting moment in the grandest story ever told, the story of the universe itself. Before you go, if you enjoyed this journey through time and space, hit that like button to support the channel. And if you want to explore more of the universe with us, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. The cosmos is full of mysteries. Let's discover them together. Thanks for watching.